Scam, 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 scam. Guys, these days there are so many different scam claims that go around. And today's video, I want to talk to you about how to protect yourself from ever being accused or called a scammer.
Taking my time. I'm not trying to be on your line. I don't care if you think I live right.
So guys, in the space we are in right now, sort of the niche we're in, people get accused of scam and scamming all the time. One thing I just want to point out is that I don't think people understand what a scam is. Like, there's a difference between scam and shit. Scam is someone has told you that they would deliver on a product or a service and then they just took your money. Shit is someone said they would deliver our product and they just turned out to be shit. So in our space, I have pretty much never seen a scam. I have just seen a lot of shit. And I'll admit, majority of products, services, affiliate offers, softwares, this, that, like the majority are shit. I will give you that. Now guys, this video is going to pertain primarily to if you're building a personal brand, but it might just be something that interests you in general. Now, sort of way I came to the topic of this video was I was on a call with one of my clients, and they are out in Germany, and they are a design agency. They're one of my clients, one of my longer term clients, and we were having a Skype call. I was having a Skype call with their entire team, and I always record my sort of Skype calls / consultations if it's not in person, just because I like to look back at it and just be the best that I can be as a, as an agency and as an agency service, and as well as, when I do consulting. But yeah, they're a client of mine, and we are. One of the things they're kind of working on right now is they have a 80,000, like their product or the service is $80,000. It's a design sprint, or actually it's anywhere from like $50,000 to $100,000. But anyways, my point is very, very high ticket stuff, very, very expensive stuff. This agency is doing, I have no idea, but probably anywhere from $8 to $10 million revenue this year, right? Crazy, crazy business. Anyway, so they were, we were doing our, a new strategy session for this new product they're about to launch. And one of the issues that came up was credibility, right? And how can we kind of like pre-frame and have credibility going into them purchasing this product. And, I kind of told them, I'm like, dude, you guys have two offices that are both like combined 4 million euros. I don't think you need to worry about it too much. But the clip that I said in there about myself and what I've had to do to kind of get over the whole, like, the predisposition that, people in this space are not truthful, not honest and stuff like that. I thought it was just a bit interesting, and I thought I would use that to touch on in this video. So guys, I'm gonna roll that clip now. Well, also keep in mind, for me, there's like one of the important things for me is I've always had to document everything, like all the companies I work with. So that's why, like, for some reason, I always just become like good friends with the people, like my clients. So it's really easy for me to just like record and video and stuff like that. So it's been really important, because for me, there's a lot of emotional because in all fairness, like if I saw like a 17-year-old kid going, and then I went on to do this, I'd be like, you're a douchebag, like, maybe, so like I completely understand that. So I have to work really, really hard to like constantly kind of like show like, no, I actually do this, like I'm legit. With you guys, like a 4 million euro office, like 20 employees, like you guys can launch something now. Like if there's one person they should listen to, it should be like you guys. So you don't need to worry so much about like when are you qualify, if I understand correctly. And that was. Anyways, guys, as you can see there, you can kind of see from my insight, when the scam claims are thrown around, I completely understand, because there are, I hold this belief. If it seems too good to be true, then it probably is. But there is that 0.001% that have actually just done something fucking ridiculous with their life. Not to say that that's me, but that have just done something incredible with their life, and like that's just a legitimate story and a legitimate journey. So guys, if you are starting to grow your personal brand, and as I said, I'm pertaining this mainly to people who are growing their personal brand, I want you to go ahead and document everything, as Lord Gary says, just document everything. Firstly, you never know, like, and I'm saying even if you don't have a personal brand, because you never know when you'll need to go back on that as not even proof evidence, just to just to have it for yourself that you went through those experiences. Even if you don't have a personal brand right now, you might be a marketing agency owner who's at 6 figures. One day you get to having an 8-figure agency and you get asked to consult or to do a big speaking event. You'll want to have that evidence or those photos or those videos or that process there with you. And that's why I've made it such a priority of mine to I've literally had my coaches on here. I've had my coaches on here. All of my clients and stuff like that, they are all documented on here, right? You guys have seen people like Athlete. You guys have seen people like Zebra Fuel, Furo Systems. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you can see me in their offices. You see me with the owners. I've literally posted all of screenshots of bank transfers to me, right? With 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 6,000 pounds, right? If you guys are in 6-figure SMA, you guys see whenever I get a new client or a contract, I'll put it in there, right? You see me, as I said, on Instagram the other day when I'm at Knightsbridge Dental Care and I'm literally taking an Instagram story with my dentist, who's now also a client of mine. So I have made it such a point. And I just want to give you guys a few little tips and a few little pointers. Just because of me, I'm not a skeptical person, but I'm a very it's very hard to bullshit me, right? I can tell very quickly. I meet a lot of influencers and I'm introduced to a lot of influencers and a lot of people in this space want to connect. And I know in 3 seconds whether they are who they say they are, right? And if you guys know me, you guys know I don't really connect with too many people in this space because of that reason. Because I know who's honest and truthful, and if I'm entirely honest, there aren't many, okay? And the ones that are, I'm friends with. If you're growing your personal brand, first thing is just, if you haven't done it yet, don't say you have, right? Because guys, at the end of the day, people care a lot less about the results, if I'm honest. They just care about the process and the journey. Just as long as you know how to do it, you don't need to say you're doing more than you are. Okay, the easiest way to never get scam accusations or anything like that is just don't lie about what you're doing. It's really simple as that. And to go with that, number 2, make sure you document everything. And when you get a result, scream it at the top of your lungs. So for example, with 6-figure SMA, all the students in there, I just signed an $18,000 consulting gig. I literally put the screenshot on there and I screamed it from the top of my lungs. So I think and the thing with that is then that builds social proof, and then that brings validity, and that brings sort of a different, one of the issues with, say for example, or one of the things, say for example, when you look at Gary Vaynerchuk, when you look at his offices, you're like, okay, well, no shit, of course he's doing this, right? Whereas for example, say if you look at someone like Alex Becker, in terms of profit, makes as much money as Gary Vee from VaynerMedia, I'm sure. VaynerMedia, I don't know the exact details. I think they do 100 million in revenue. Their profit margin on that is maybe only 30%, right? So Alex Becker this year will probably take home 10 million. So okay, maybe only a third. But my point is, someone would look at Alex Becker and go, just because he works from home and there's nothing as tangible, they might look at him and go scam, whereas Gary Vaynerchuk, no question, right? So I think if you're trying to build a personal brand in this space, you need to understand. I even said it when I was talking to my client. I'm like, I fully understand that when someone looks at my shit, they go, this is the fucking biggest douchebag I have ever met. And their natural assumption is to go, he's full of shit. And that's just one of the drawbacks of working in this space. And being so passionate about entrepreneurship, because money is such a touchy subject for people. But what money has done for my family, it outweighs all the fact that I get weird shit thrown in my face as some of the most incredible people like Russell Brunson. If you go look up Russell Brunson, you'll get all the scam articles and stuff written by people who just want to profit off of his name. So it comes with it. Slander is something that comes with working in the space. Slander is something that comes with anything in life, honestly. But guys, The whole point of this video really is just to urge you to start documenting, whether that be, as I said, whether that be because you're building a personal brand right now and it just gives you more validity, and it's nice knowing no one can actually call you a scam or say you're not who you say you are, because like there's just like ridiculous amounts of evidence. So number one, that, and number two, number two, document, because you never know. Like, even if you're not building a personal brand, document, because you never know when you're going to need to look back at that. If you go do a presentation or a speech or whatever, it's always good to have that sort of information back in there. So that, apart from the business side of YouTube and that, if I'm entirely honest with you guys, like, people ask me like, why have you focused on personal brand and YouTube? Let me tell you exactly why. As I wanted to grow my social media marketing agency. As my marketing agency, so to grow my marketing agency, I built my personal brand. As my personal brand grows more, I have more authority when it comes to my marketing agency, because once again, with all of my clients, I end up becoming friends of theirs, right? And there's an esteem knowing that the agency running their shit actually knows how to do it for themselves. So as my personal brand grew more, my marketing agency grew more. As my marketing agency grew more, now I have undisputable evidence to leverage on my personal brand, going, I have contracts and clients worth $5,000, $7,000 a month. Like, here is me. Like, you can't just walk into these offices, talk to a CEO and, refer to them as your client and that be cool, So now my marketing agency grows. Now, as my marketing agency grows, as I said, my personal brand grows. And as my personal brand grows even bigger, marketing agency continues to grow. So this is like beautiful, this is a beautiful effect that keeps going on and on. So guys, if you are, social media marketer, or if you're trying to do consulting, build a personal brand, document it, and then you can just kind of like feed them off of each other. So yeah, pretty just long-winded way to say, start documenting and then leverage. Literally, honestly, if you just want to look at Gary Vaynerchuk, that's literally all he does. Do you talk about legacy and stuff like that? Look, I'm sure he has incredible reasons and stuff to do it, but at the end of the day, he's not an idiot. Like, the reason he does it is to grow his marketing agency. If it wasn't growing his marketing agency, he wouldn't do it. I don't care what you say. No business person is going to dedicate that much amount of time to just legacy. Yeah, maybe they do it when they're 60, 70, 80. No, when you're in your prime. And if you want to look at a second example of that, who literally just followed suit, a guy called Steve Bartlett, who's pretty much just like British Gary Vaynerchuk, younger. So guys, that has been insight, and start documenting, and I don't know, just be truthful, I guess. So I'll see you in tomorrow's video.